I'll mute your incoming audio. Receiving your content. Audience will see it momentarily. Okay, so we're green on YouTube. Receiving your content. Audience will see it momentarily. Okay, so we're green on YouTube. Okay, let's see. Yep, nope. YouTube appears to be green across the board. Restream is obviously receiving it properly. Just gotta refresh that. And it appears Twitch is now receiving. Refresh that. And it appears Twitch is now receiving. Yep. All right. And with that, we are live across the board, and everything is green. Audio is fixed and set up. So now we're just waiting on the verdict from Atin on his cabinet building escapade.
You think if I start ringing his phone, his dad will get pissed?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm considering messing around with virtual audio cables and just having a soundboard attached to another device or something coming in through the microphone
Okay.
for stream stuff when we're in Discord. And the best part is where I got this idea from was when you and I were snarking at each other because I wasn't covering you while I was trying to reload, and you weren't calling out you were trying to throw a grenade while I was trying to reload.
Oh yeah.
I'm just gonna macro a soundboard that will randomly give one of, like, I don't know, 3 to 5 lines of sneaky I'm reloading or some variation. And I'll just push a button every time I'm doing that in the future we're playing games like that.
All right.
I'm like, actually, that would be great for streams.
That
Having
would
a
be
little
pretty good.
soundboard on hand using virtual cables.
Yeah, record some other of your favorite phrases like, yes, Sneaky, I'm listening, I'm just not paying attention right now. That's nice, Sneaky. What was that? You know.
Oh, hi, Trios. I didn't know you were here. That was a really common mistake for me for some reason, calling you and Trios by
Yeah,
each other sometimes.
you thought I was Trios for quite a long time.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't think you were. It's just for some, like, the way you two act occasionally, I would be like, Sneaky's not even in the call right now. I'm so sorry, Trios. Or
Or the
Trios is off having sex. I apologize, Sneaky, or something. Like,
why don't we fill the dead air instead of stories about trios having sex? Why don't we fill the dead air with the story about how we got gone from Team 4-Star?
because I was at a PlayStation event that night because somehow the gaming club at the University of Alabama talked PlayStation into bringing early prototypes for their 3D stuff and an early copy of Uncharted 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Nice.
pretty cool. And nobody was. I don't even know how it happened. Like, I just come back and I see a bunch of Steam messages. Max, you missed a fucking versus with Gone. Like,
Oh,
well,
that's right. That's right. I
fuck.
tried to record it. So yeah, I'll tell the stories then.
I
So
had those video files somewhere, by the way.
yeah,
I found them
somewhere.
the other day and I lost them immediately.
Yep. So we have proof of this, folks. We have proof of this. This is pre-stream vaping, if you will. So yeah, so the story goes somewhat like this: an old girlfriend of mine slash group buddy, um, who will remain unnamed.
You know who you are if you're watching this.
Indeed. She got in contact with Gon from Team 4-Star somehow, and convinced him somehow to play Left 4 Dead with us. And by us, I mean an old group of mine that Max was a part of. And So he agrees and ends up requesting me, and telling me secretly on the side that he didn't really like my not girlfriend at the time, and how because she was a very big fan, and she did the classic thing of when you see a celebrity you like and you talk to them constantly about their work.
Yep, because you don't know how to react.
And he liked me because I had no fucking idea who this guy was.
Oh no, you're leaving out an important fact, Stinky. The reason he thought this was because he thought you were Takahata 101 as well.
No,
That didn't
he
help
did
matters.
he thought I was Taka in once we finally got in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
we finally set up a date that he's free, and we all get into a Left 4 Dead game together. And I get on the voice, and he flips shit because he thought Taka somehow set this whole thing up because he thought I was Takahata.
Because the microphone Sneaky had at the time did make him sound like Takahata 101. I went and found some old voice clips from old cons and sent them to Sneaky, a few months back when you told me about this story again.
Yeah.
I Sneaky's reaction was priceless when he heard it. It was like, oh god, I see why everyone was freaked now.
So Gon thought I was utterly convinced I was Takahata. Eventually, we convinced him that I was in fact not Takahata. No, I did not know who Takahata was, and that no, Takahata had no part in setting this up.
Yeah.
We recorded it. I sent it off to Max. My footage got corrupted, and then Max lost his version of the footage that I sent him. And Gon is still on my friends list to this day, because afterwards he unfriended my then girlfriend, and we bonded over people bothering us while we played Skyrim. And we both got to have a nice little gripe at each other about how people are always fucking bothering us right when we get on Skyrim. And that is how the story of how I am on Gone from Team 4 Stars friend list.
Yeah.
To this day, I still have not watched a single thing from him.
Didn't you watch the Broly Abridged? Although I don't know how much he actually helps out on DBZ Abridged anymore.
No, I actually have not.
It's
I have watched two things from Team 4 Star: Takahata's Hellsing Abridged and the April Fool's joke of Digimon Abridged.
that was
Those are the only two things I've ever watched from them.
the Digimon one was a thing.
That was fucking hilarious.
Meanwhile, Helsing continues to be amazing.
Indeed. Alright, well, we have delayed long enough, and Atin has still not responded, so we can only assume that he has died an inglorious death in the depths of hell.
I mean, the other option is to just straight up call his phone, but again, I don't know how well received that would be by his family.
I mean, call him.
Kind of
If not,
scared
we're going to
to,
be going
though.
ahead.
I'm kind of scared to. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Well,
the
we're going to
stories
be
of his
going ahead
parents.
without him then.
I really don't care. Like, honestly, the stories of his parents scare me a little bit more than him not being here.
Alright then. We shall carry on.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna let my Steam stuff update.
Alright, now that I have my glasses equipped, I can now see. Which means I can stream!
Ow.
Hello, Internet, and welcome to Fanfiction Mock Theater 9000, where we sit here on our asses over the Internet and make fun of other people who have sat there on their asses over the Internet and have written trash fanfiction stories.
Oh, hey, Atin's typing in chat. He is alive.
He is alive. I'm fucking stuck building shit. Well, clearly you need to build more pylons. Anyway, I'm Sneaky Devil, joined by Max Force today. Atin is apparently building cabinets, so fuck him. Anyway.
I don't know what's taking so long. It really should have only taken like an hour, hour and a half.
Yeah, apparently he's building cabinets for the fucking poor at this rate? Like, how many cabinets do
Well,
you need to build?
that or it's one of those things where let me just follow the instructions. We don't need instructions. Dad, the instructions are here to help us.
That
Oh,
is a
oh,
possibility.
wow. It was 2.5 hours ago that he started going to build cabinets. How is he still building stuff?
That is a problem. Anyway. So, let us begin. So today's story, I guess we're just gonna go straight up with some, Naruto or Bleach or Ruby today. Because, I don't know, it's random story. Kamen Rider, Rosario plus Vampire. You know either of those?
I know nothing about Kamen Rider. It's one of those things that's always been on the list,
Yeah,
but
I know nothing
it,
about Kamen Rider as well. However, it
it's
is a fucking
so
trash
big.
heap, so I'm pretty sure we'll be able to laugh at it anyway.
It's a what you call it?
It's a big fucking trash heap.
Kamen Rider?
Oh, no, the
Or
crossover.
the oh, I was about to say like
No, don't get me wrong.
I
Don't get me wrong. Before anyone thinks I said something
I
wrong, I didn't say anything wrong. Kamen
I
Rider
was
is
just
fine.
I was just really confused,
No,
like
I am
because
not insulting Kamen Rider.
I mean, let's be honest here. As didn't you enjoy Power Rangers growing up?
I did significantly enjoy Power
You'd
Rangers.
probably enjoy Kamen Rider since I'm pretty sure Kamen Rider is what Power Rangers was ripped
No,
from and
Power
redubbed over.
Rangers was based on Sentai,
Yeah, well, Kamen
Super
Rider was
Sentai.
also based off Sentai, mate.
Yeah,
I think there's some overlap in
probably.
one or two of the series. I'm not
I
sure.
believe Kamen Rider differs in that it's only one person, and they're like in some sort of alien suit. Or is that another one?
I
Whatever.
feel like that's a different one
Whatever. Anyway.
to create.
Kamen Rider Bloodstone by Star of Justice.
Oh,
A new school with kids just like him seemed like the perfect thing. But all supernatural hell is about to break loose, and Nigeki and his new friends are going to end up right in the middle. Featuring the cast of Undertale as well!
Dana, it's a triple crossover, and you need to pick one of these and make it a multi crossover.
Indeed. So, Kamen Rider, um, television series, weekly science fiction manga. Yeah.
Apparently, Saban tried to make an adaptation of Kamen Rider in the Masked Rider series. And I kind of remember what Masked Rider is, but I would need to look at it again.
The story takes place in a world plagued by
Yeah,
Shocker, a
what I thought.
mysterious terrorist organization formed by Nazis. Shocker recruited agents through kidnapping and turning their victims into mutant cyborgs and brainwashing them. One victim, Takashi Hongo, escapes before the brainwashing with his sanity and moral conscience intact. He battles Shocker's minions as the grasshopper-themed alter-human Kamen Rider.
Which Kamen Rider is this? Because I'm pretty sure there are multiple Kamen
This is
Riders
the
by this point.
original.
So this is
The
supposed to be the
original
original?
series from 1971.
The one that you're reading or the one that this fic is
I have no idea
using?
what this fic is.
Um,
By the
let's just go
fact,
look at TV shows real
so
quick.
by the fact
Kamen.
that
Oh, oh God.
this story, what?
Then apparently all of Kamen Rider's just thrown on category.
Oh.
Good.
So apparently, this is going to be a self-insert original character who is going to have Kamen Rider's powers. And I say this because the only cast listed is Mocha, and this is a Kamen Rider Rosario Plus crossover. And for those who don't know about crossovers, when you are filing the story, you have access to both character lists, especially because Kamen Rider is listed first, which means that if a character list was going to be active for his listing, it would have been Kamen Riders. So by the fact that Mocha is listed, it means that there is no Kamen Rider characters that we would know of in this story. Which means the main character is a self-insert OC.
I think so, because I just did a really super basic Google search, Common Writer Nigeki, because that's the name given to us
Yeah,
there.
nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty sure that's never been a character in Common Writer, because
Yeah, all right.
remember, if it's a character worth putting in the wiki, they're gonna show up
Yeah,
in the Google
yeah.
search. But what if I just search for their name in the wiki itself? What in Nigeki? No results found. All right, good. Starting off. Why did you pick this?
Why did I pick this? Okay, so when I search for fan fictions, I have a couple of criteria. Well, the fan fiction is a cover on this broadcast. Um, when I'm looking for summaries that clearly shout to the world, I am trash. I look for errors in the summary. I look for edgy summaries. I look for just really crappy named stories. I look for the OC tag. Um,
Okay,
really stupid
so
crossovers. So like anything that
how
would make
did
a
you
dumb crossover, I
how did
usually
you
pick up.
end up in the Common Rider crossover
Uh,
section with Rosario?
I was in. I typically when I'm searching crossovers, I just do all. It's
Oh,
it's how I get introduced to new series as well.
why would you do that to us? Never mind yourself. What about us?
It's a necessary sacrifice.
Uh,
Anyway. Kamen Rider Bloodstone, Chapter 1, Kindred. I've touched up the first few chapters to make sure the characters of Undertale have presence a little sooner. They're a very prominent part of the story, I promise you that. A low, hoarse wind blew through the barren trees and tossed the girl's long hair up. She squeezed her eyes shut and sucked in a deep breath of the cooling air to calm herself. The yellow sky and the leafless trees were strange, and the headstones lining the path to the main building were unsettling. But the blood-red ocean was strangely reassuring. And if nothing else, this school couldn't possibly be any worse than the two schools before this one. Here, she'd be around other kids that had actually something in common with her. Something big. She clenched her fist and declared to herself she'd definitely make friends at this school. As she kicked the ground to start her bike rolling down the steep hill where she stopped, her surroundings stopped seeming so intimidating as they whizzed past. She allowed herself to feel a little more confidence in about the upcoming year. She wondered how many kids would be in her homeroom, what she should say when she met them, or if she should let them come to her. Perhaps her attention should have been on the path because she suddenly rounded a bend and a boy on foot seemed to appear out of nowhere in front of her. She screamed in surprise and leaned hard away from him, crashing her bike against one of the trees and sending her tumbling into the grass. At the same time, the boy tried to hurl himself out of her way, but he slipped on a patch of gravel and crashed headfirst into a cluster of tombstones, smashing one in half with his forehead. A pool of red seeped out from under his bag. Are you okay? She screamed and crawled over to take a look. She froze when she spotted the redness on the ground beside him and the enticing smell drifting from it. It was blood. But then the boy groaned and rolled onto his back, and she could see that there was none of it on him. Just a dark red stain forming in one corner of his bag. He met her eyes for a second, and she blushed, embarrassed at having mistaken the blood for his. Then she thought to ask if the blood wasn't his. Where was it coming from? The boy sniffed once, groaned in dismay, and pulled out a plastic bag with only a small pool of ruby red liquid remaining in one corner, which had obviously been popped when he fell. He groaned, then held the bag to his mouth and swallowed the blood still left inside. As he did, she noticed how his canine teeth stuck out ever so slightly farther than most people's. "You're a vampire too!" she exclaimed before she could stop herself. "Isn't that something we're supposed to keep secret?" the boy asked. He muttered a curse and threw the empty blood bag into the trees and extended his hand to her and helped her up. "Well, yeah," she replied sheepishly. "Just a little glad to see another one." She looked him over, noticing first, of course, the green blazer, tan slacks, and white dress shirt that marked the uniform of the school she'd been heading for when she'd almost run him down. Despite having just smashed through solid rock with his head, the only sign was a few motes of dust clinging to his face and the shoulders he was brushing off. His face was thin, almost feminine in its shape, and his black hair hung until it just touched the neckline of his blazer. His eyes were a rich shade of blue that she thought looked regal somehow, but as she was looking at them she realized how intently he was squinting at her. Well, a better way to introduce what the character is wearing. A bit intense in the detail, especially for someone that was portrayed as a airhead, an intelligent but bubbly airhead, socially.
Yep.
Socially, of course, not academically. She was intelligent academically, but very
Fuck.
very poor social skills. I
Oh
mean,
god, is this a series that he made?
what are you looking at now?
Um, so I decided to look up
Uh
our OC character's name here,
huh.
and naturally, all of the returns are for fan fictions from Star of Justice. Well, one of
Is
the
this
more
an
interesting
ongoing
ones,
OC?
one of the interesting ones is Archive of Our Own under the tags for the Castlevania series. So here's the tags that he's put down. By the way, it appears that is this the same one? Let me check something real quick. Is this the same chapter? No, okay. So it looks like this is something of an ongoing series, but I don't know that did he not split it up?
So what you're
No, he
saying
didn't.
is,
Okay, so on fanfiction.net, he's doing it in like a book format, similar to what Core's doing right now with Forged Destiny.
uh huh.
On Archive of Our Own, he is splitting it up. So book two, Ages of Darkness, apparently also have the tags for Monster Musume, Darkstalkers, Castlevania, Monster High, really? That is a following big enough for this?
Apparently.
And Yu Yu Hakusho.
So what you're saying to me is he's doing a massive universe crossover.
Uh yes, by the way, in case you were wondering,
Uh,
there are more tags on the first part for this
then
Kamen
just
Rider Bloodstone. On Archive of Our Own,
uh.
on top of the three mentioned on the fanfiction one, it's also tagged with Monster High, it's tagged with the other stuff as well: Castlevania, Darkstalkers, Monster High, Undertale, and Monster Musume. The only thing missing here is the Yu Yu Hakusho tag. So this is a huge
So
crossover,
is
and
this book one?
holy crap!
Is he considering this book one then? Kamen Rider Bloodstone?
Kamen Rider Bloodstone is book one at 11 chapters, which is on his archive of our own here. And then book two, Ages of Darkness, just continues on fanfiction, but archive it gets its own
Mm-hmm.
section. That's
Oh, yep. I'm looking at the chapter section. Book 2 Ages.
yeah. And there's a lot more characters mentioned on archive. We've got Mocha, we've got Karumu, Yukari, Mizore, we've got Felicia from Darkstalkers, we've got
So is
Marrow,
this a harem? Is there any
Saria,
harem tags going on here?
Toriel, Alphys. Fuck is Draculaura? That is that from
I
Castlevania?
believe
What's
that's a Rule 63 Dracula from Castlevania.
Draculaura? No, Draculaura is from Monster High. This might be a harem series in progress. Is
It's sounding a lot like a harem. What's the relationship status? Because I know Archive Our Own does that.
status is top right corner, isn't it?
Top left corner.
Top left. No, that's teen and up. No warnings. Complete. I I don't.
And no,
Fucking Christ.
it's the four cornered. It's the divided square. It gives rating, it gives warnings, and it gives relationships.
I don't see anything about relationships listed here other than female male.
Okay.
F
Uh,
slash M. I feel like there's more though.
there's female to male, female to female, male to male, and multi.
Uh,
It
yeah,
looks like he just has
guidelines.
it.
Is it the guidelines I want? Right?
Probably, yep.
No.
Um,
Tags. That's what I want. Yeah, I want the other tags, guys. Um, no, no, this is not the tags I want. Fucking Christ. Keep
so
going.
it
I'll
sounds a
figure this out.
lot like this kid is from Castlevania. It's a Castlevania vampire who's traveling through these schooling systems, picking up his harem that are also blood related, and
Hmm.
various waifus from his favorite series, I suppose. That gives other multi-crosses a bad name. Like what we're trying to do.
I I just don't know if this is meant to be a harem or not. There's nowhere near enough info for that.
I mean,
And,
it's listing only female characters and one male character.
well,
So,
yes, I know, but again, I don't know if it's meant to be a proper harem or not. And I'm
mm.
not sure about you, but honestly, so far this isn't hooking me in.
I mean,
And
I
I'm,
believe that like that's excellent detail he's got going on with from Mocha's point of view, but
oh, Snaky, you need to continue reading.
the Hitor burritos prominent. Fuck off.
The Hito Burritos. Oh
Hito
my God.
burritos, they're a Spanish clan.
Sure, why not? This is a Spaniard.
Arieli.
Oh God, no. Oh, Sneaky,
Um.
this is setting off a lot of my Gary Stu censors.
Oh yeah, I know. Prominent vampire clans, they're so she's remembered.
Oh,
Yeah, would you mind keeping it to yourself? My father wants me to keep a low profile.
yeah.
Thanks, we better get going. Welcome to Yokai
I
Academy.
Sneaky, before we continue, Atin has sent a picture of his suffering. Let us have a
Well,
moment of silence for him, for work that was passed on to him unfairly, even though it was
I still
his
have
parents'
this
idea.
bullshit to deal with.
He's got to get all that cleaned and moved out before he can put the cabinets that don't even that. By the way, he had to build, and he's going to have to move into the garage rather than building them in the garage. So
Why?
yeah,
Why though?
can't have anything making sense.
Fucking, I don't even. All right. Well, let's keep going. Made up family that are apparently super prominent. Seeming to disappear in air when she was locking up her bike. Um, that is a fair enough question. Why the fuck was she taking a bike to this place? Like,
Wait, where? What? Where's the question about why did she have a bike?
oh no, the author is talking about how she's locking up her bike right now to a bike rack. And I'm sitting here going, yeah, why did Mocha have a bike?
Uh, uh, they live on campus, and the only way in and out of that realm is on the bus.
Yeah. So, like,
Hang
unless
on.
she got, like, a portal in, which is possible considering her family, unless she got, like, a portal in, like, if she got a portal in, then why the fuck did she need a bike?
They also live on campus,
Yeah.
and
Because,
there's
like,
nowhere to go.
you don't see that bike for the rest of the series, I don't believe. Like, that bike is
I,
gone.
I think it plays a gag later on.
I think it might, but, like,
Hang on, let me do some digging.
why did Mocha have that bag? Fucking bike bag. Why did Mocha have that bike? I don't even.
I'm Has the fandom never this question? Hang on, let's see. Ryle Mocha's Google, why are you trying to autocomplete that to Mocha's bike shop?
Is that a is that a fan fiction?
Uh oh, Cocoa uses a bike in the second season. Sukune rides his bike to school to meet up with Mocha in episode 1 of season 2 as well, who's also riding her bike. I don't think those bikes ever showed up outside of in the manga outside
Outside of
the
the
first
first
chapter. I think the anime found an excuse to use them again. I
Never seen again.
I don't think it is.
No, I think you're right. I don't think it is at all. God fucking damn it.
Hang on a second.
Ugh.
Uh, okay. Kune is right. Wait, why is Kune riding a bike to go meet Mocha at the school if he had to get on the bus to go? Uh, oh, Sneaky, my head hurts.
That is also a fair question. What the fuck is up with these bikes?
Um, oh God. Huh. This is the first time I've actually looked at the stuff for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Moon.
Yeah.
The legendaries look like Zoids now.
Yeah.
I really want another Zoids game. Fucking the Zoids RPGs were super fun, even though only one of them got an official translation here, and I managed to stumble my way through an emulation of one of the older ones, and then I ended up stopped because I didn't know where the fuck to go because I don't, read Japanese. Atin is so flustered he's not even spelling correctly. Oh my god. Well, Atin's dead to us now, Sneaky. Time to turn the channel into One Idiot and Suthner. Gonna have to rebrand everything.
I know. Anyway, so that the blanks that don't really matter.
Uh,
Mocha slipped into a distance hid, not quite noticing she was cutting off a girl with bright blue hair and yellow sweater. Why'd you run away like that? Oh, she cut off Karumu, who I don't believe is in the homeroom. He might. No, she might be. Mo, my dad called me to check in on me. I had to run away and buy a new bag before class started. I'm sorry, I really am. He does this all the time, and I have to answer. Most of the time, good morning, said the extremely peppy voice. I jumped in surprise. Blonde woman in a brown miniskirt, tiger striped tube top with a necklace shaped like a cat's bell around her neck and thick red glasses. Welcome to homeroom. I'll be your teacher, Miss Neko Ome Mew. Um, see, this is one little part. The gag is Naya.
yeah, Nya,
Yeah, yeah,
which is what Japanese uses as an automatopoeia for the sound a cat makes.
yeah. I mean, I understand the translation to that would be Mew, but it
Well,
loses humor, you know?
oh yeah, no, it loses a lot of humor, but so long as he sticks to this pattern of doing just full-on English, fine.
Yeah.
Like, listen, if he was doing like honorifics
I
and
mean,
then
oh, well,
suddenly
yeah, when
the
use Mew,
English
yeah.
dub, I'd be like, nope,
I
nope, we're
mean,
done. We would
I mean,
drop it
but I
the
mean,
moment that
even
happened.
if he did full on English and then still include the yeah at the end, I would still accept that
It it
because
would
that
still
is
come off.
still part of the joke.
Yeah, yeah, it's kind of weird seeing certain sound jokes just not translating well.
I mean, it's not surprising. A lot of Japanese jokes don't translate well into English.
God, no. Reading through the Gintama manga officially is it's a joy
Yeah.
because the translators are like, okay, so we need to explain why she's throwing rice, even though she was asked to wire money in a bank, because the word used for those actions are similar in pronunciation. They
Mm.
just have different characters when written down.
Yep.
It's
Yeah.
like, oh, good. Untranslatable puns. Those are my favorite.
Yeah. No. Yeah. There's a lot of those in Japanese because of how Japanese do. English
Uh,
doesn't have quite so many of those. I mean, we have. I mean,
our puns are more painful, honest.
honestly, I would say so. Yeah, our puns are of the more painful variety. It's more amusing in Japanese because
Because we don't actually get the joke, so therefore it doesn't make us groan.
I mean, I don't think it's even that. Like,
No, that's what it is for me. Because I don't feel that internal to winch and groan at how bad it was. It's like, oh, okay. I don't even get a laugh. It's like, oh,
I know.
okay, that's
I think my
clever, I
my
guess.
my my
Move on.
acceptance of the pun-based Japanese humor is a lot better. Simply because it's vastly different. Like as you said, throwing rice versus wiring money or something.
Yeah.
That's a vastly different words. Um,
Now, well, I do like word plays though. Those are fun. Like Ichigo's name
yeah,
gets him the nickname of Strawberry Chan or
yeah,
Berry Chan versus his father giving him the characters for number one Guardian.
yeah. Like yeah,
Like
those are funny as
I
well.
do
But like
enjoy
English
wordplay.
English puns are like, oh, that's excellent. It's not like, oh, these are two vastly different things. Yes, they're different things, but it's using one word to just, and you're just inserting it into the other word to make that pun, you know? Instead of excellent, it's excellent if you're making a joke with eggs. And it's like,
Yeah.
it is that,
You know,
that's different in the action. Like Japanese word puns are more action based, and English word puns are more like removing sections of words and inserting a fruit or an animal or a food.
yeah, something like, or replacing something with a name, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
I wonder though, are there foreign equivalents to dad jokes, or do you think dad jokes are just universal?
I'm pretty sure dad jokes are just universal.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. They're pretty much universal. I would say in Japan though, from the quote unquote dad jokes I've seen from them, it's more in the line of humor of like, "Way to go, son," kind of stuff. Like, you know, the son does something silly slash perverted, and the dad's like, "Oh yeah, my son's becoming a man," and the wife is like, "No."
I don't know if those are dad jokes or just Japan.
I mean, yeah, exactly. Though, as like I said, that's what I've seen from fathers in Japan in terms of their anime and manga.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, yeah, that's another thing, by the way, that a lot of people who've been in Japan will tell you. Don't use the Japanese you learned from anime.
yeah, that's really informal, right?
It's very informal Japanese, which, as someone who doesn't give two fucks about formality, would not bother me in the slightest.
Mm.
But I really don't want them getting pissed off at the outsider.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like, I
Like,
oh, apparently I'm dead. I guess the stream's over. Xenon has just chest bursted me. Hi, Xenon. But as I was saying, yeah, no, I have watched enough subs to the point where I'm able to roughly understand some of the more common phrasings of words. Um, but I would never attempt to even remotely speak it. You know,
yeah,
I would talk English at them and hope they know enough English to respond back in Japanese that I would hopefully know.
I would just carry a small English Japanese book with me. Just be like, all right, we're gonna speak one word to each other and pray to God we understand each other. It's like bathroom. And just point to it in the dictionary and hope they get what I'm trying to ask.
Charades! No, don't do charades.
No, no, no. You have no idea what's offensive over here.
Oh yeah. Um, but as I was saying before, interesting. As I was saying before, um, as an example of when I actually put that into use, back in the day when my mother tried to take the whole family out to Hawaii. It's apparently, funnily enough, Hawaii is a favorite tour spot of the Japanese, and they all like to go to the Pearl Harbor Museum and pay their respects to the United States soldiers that died there.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, that was the thing. And my mom bumped into a Japanese family because she wasn't paying attention to where she was going, and they were like, "Oh, Gomenasai," and some stuff along the line. And I was like, I knew enough to say that to know that she was apologizing for it, and I was like, "Oh no, it's fine, it's fine," and pulling my mom out of the way. But that was the extent of me using Japanese. Anyway, back to this fucking train wreck of a seven multi-cross story, right? It was Castlevania, uh, Kamen
One,
Rider,
2, 3, 4,
Undertale,
5, 6, 7
Rosario
for this one.
Vampire.
Yes, 7 for this one, 8 for book 2.
What were the other? I've got four. What were the other ones? Monster High School.
Monster Musume,
Monster
Undertale,
Musume. I already said
Darkstalkers,
Undertale. Like
yeah,
Darkstalkers, right?
Castlevania.
Castlevania. I already said that one.
Yeah, you got all of them then.
Okay. Yeah. So this is
Seven,
a fucking train wreck. This
I
is a
mean, it's
complete
not a
train wreck.
train wreck. It's just okay. So we have an OC who's apparently well known in the vampire
Yeah.
world. The vampires being the elite of
Yeah.
the monster world to begin with, and this is apparently a prominent clan, even to the point that an God, was it Ayakashi or Akashia? Because I'm at the point where I just don't understand this fandom anymore.
It doesn't really fucking matter. Basically, more or less, the descendants of value cards.
Akashia. Okay, yeah, it's Akashia. Yeah. So the Akashias, if I remember correctly, are like the top family, aren't they?
They are the top family because they are direct descendants of Alucard slash Dracula.
Yeah. So apparently the Hitobibi are also prominent in this, and we're getting another rehash for Teacher. Um, Sukune is nowhere to be found, it would appear.
Which, I mean, I guess I'm fine with. He's kind of redundant character if you're gonna make your OC romance Mocha, you know? Because,
Yeah.
stories about
Although
Mocha.
I'm not gonna lie, as weird as it is, one of my favorite characters was the dumb jock who was like, "Who cares about humans? They're weak anyways." And I'm just like, you know, funny coming from monsters who have admitted that they have to hide from humans.
Yeah,
Because yet again,
that's something I always found very amusing. Where all the monsters like, oh, we're not gonna hide from the humans anymore. Why don't we just go out and kill them all? It's like you're you're hiding right now from
yeah, and
humans.
it's like um like the Dresden Files do the best version of it where it's like, so why don't we get humans involved? Have you seen what they can do without magic?
Yeah.
Like, you know how the humans have nukes? Yeah, well, in the magical world, they are nukes. Oh,
Yeah.
so mass genocide is what we're avoiding. Exactly. For the humans or for us? Take your pick. And
Uh,
in this world, it becomes very clear like, oh, yeah, no, these monsters are worth like a dozen humans easily. It's just a shame that they need an immortal monster to actually get anywhere against humans. And even then, since, they're in the vast minority of monsters, they'd also be fighting other people capable of killing this supposedly immortal monster.
yeah.
Good plan, guys. Good plan. I
Um.
mean, push comes to shove, though, the humans would have nuked everything,
Oh
and
yeah,
the monster in the
I was
world
about to
would
say that.
still be.
Like you have to keep in mind, as humanity, we have a version of Blaze of Glory in almost every language.
Yeah. So, honestly, my
As a
favorite part is like,
species, on the whole, we invented a word that said, "I'm killing everyone, then dying."
yeah. So, like, I'm not gonna like looking back at the manga, like, final plan, we'll just have an immortal god being. Cool.
I
What
mean,
about you, though?
yeah,
I mean,
that
well,
should have been your
it
only
won't
plan.
it won't die, but you won't be here to celebrate it either. Like, sure, all the humans have killed themselves, but they also took you with them and left this thing by itself with nothing to eat now.
Yeah,
What's
I
it gonna
was
do?
about to say that, like, oh yeah, all the immortal gods, demons are alive. They're the only things left alive. Good, good job,
like,
guys. Your plan succeeded. You're all fucking dumb.
like, I legitimately enjoy stories like this where it's like the magic world stays under wraps because if humans find out, shit will go down, and it's because we don't know that we can actually beat them in any kind of fight.
I mean,
Never
that's
mind a
my
fair
favorite
fight.
about
We don't know if we can beat them in a dirty fight.
That's my favorite part about fucking J.K. Rowling's Harry Potter series. Later on, she was asked in an interview why she didn't, make it, the 2000s or something or the 90s to be more in line with late 90s. Sorry, because it does take place during the 90s.
Yeah.
Why wasn't like more modern in its time setting? And she was just straight up like, I had to make it in an older time setting because because if guns and cell phones and shit were introduced to Harry Potter, a lot of the arcs would be solved very quickly, and Voldemort would just be shot.
I love that. He who shall not be named is still weak to a bullet to the skull.
I mean,
That's
hell, hey
great.
man, a lot of things are weak to grams of metal going through them at sound barrier breaking speeds.
Yeah, no, I always enjoy that. That's another great thing about the Dresden Files is that a lot of the wizards are also carry older weapons with
Yeah.
simple mechanisms because a lot of stuff still isn't bulletproof.
Yeah, and
And the stuff
because
that is,
magic
if
in Dresden Files breaks complicated things, right?
it's not just that. It's like, listen, if you ever go up against something that is bulletproof, you're fucked anyways, kid.
Yeah, that's
So
a good
there's not
point.
much point.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like, it's like I don't listen. If one of the beings that is bulletproof and magic proof comes from the never into the real world, well, we're pretty much fucked anyways. So why bother? Like,
Yeah, it's true.
there are fallen angels running around possessing people, and there are things even they don't want to fuck with. Like, the last book I read, because I don't know if another one's been published since, was Harry becomes warden for an island that has a sentient entity living in it that even the fallen angels piss their pants at because it's so fucking
Uh,
powerful.
I don't.
I just like
I haven't read
it's
Dresden Files in
great.
like
It's up to like
6 years.
book 15 now, mate.
Yeah, no, it's been a while for me.
You if you get a chance, you should definitely catch up because it's one of those book series where it's like, how is he still pumping this out?
Yeah, it's a good point.
I don't know if Tolkien could have kept pumping out this quality of work.
I mean, maybe.
Like,
Um, it's definitely the setting is definitely helping him.
yeah, and there's also like actual progression in the story as well, because like the werewolves he meets,
Mm.
like a number of years have passed, and they're now in college
Mm.
and have gone through college. Like the main leaders are now married to each other, like stuff
Mm.
like that. Like
Mm.
there's a natural progression there
Mm.
in the series that the author takes into account. So um, this book is done. Oh, hey, it's been a couple months since the last one. Next time. Oh, a couple months since the last one, so on and so forth.
Mm. Mm.
I think he even did like a 1 year time skip or something. Like
Mm.
fucking uh oh god, I suddenly can't remember her name, but the little blonde police officer he usually works with,
Mm.
um starts I can't remember her name all of a sudden. But like she's now working with Marcone,
Mm.
the mafia boss,
Oh.
because that is the only alternative to protecting their city from the forces of evil.
Yeah, mob bosses are significantly less unpalatable in terms of
Yeah, and don't
evils.
forget, Marcone also understands the magic world. And yeah, this might be a slight spoiler for you. You know how the Accords are always mentioned, and someone can get signed on if they have, the proper um, vouch for them?
Mm.
Marcone calls in a favor to Dresden to get him signed onto the Accords as a neutral party.
Oh.
So all of Marcone's territory is now protected by the Accords, and if anything goes down there, he does technically get the assistance of other signers,
Mhm. Yeah,
which
that's
includes a dragon
yeah.
who it's it's a proper dragon
Yeah.
with magic.
Yeah.
Like you don't register on the scale to this thing.
Yeah.
You don't even register as a bug.
Yeah. Elder dragons aren't something you fuck with.
Like it gets good, sneaky. It gets
I mean, I'll
really
probably
good.
pick up the series again at some point.
You should. It
But
it's
anyway,
got
we've gotten massively off topic because we just really don't want to talk about this story all that much. But let's keep going.
Well, I mean, part of it is I don't know half of this crap. Like,
That's
I'm
true enough, yeah.
barely familiar. I played through Undertale, and I'm still not familiar with half the stuff because I just enjoyed it for the story. I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
go
You didn't
and
go lorgasming
I
on it,
didn't
yeah.
I didn't go loregasm all over it like I did with Dark Souls.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, like I said, I pick out stories not always based on my understanding, but if it looks like it's gonna be a fucking rolling trash fire, I will pick it out because it'll probably just be cringy as shit, like here with a Gary Stewish self-insert OC that's going from we don't know if it's going from universe to universe or if they're all in the same universe, and he's picking up chicks from each crossover section, or what the fuck's
I
going
just
on
read a
here?
little bit ahead, Sneaky. No, they just straight up exist within the universe. I've
Oh,
gone
all the
ahead and
Belmonts.
done
Yep, yep,
the Belmonts are here.
yep.
Mrs. Dreamer is here. Toriel, is here
I'm Dreamer. Yep.
as as a teacher.
I did think that was hilarious though. That was pretty good.
What
Is
was the sudden reveal of, oh, that's his wife and she's just as strong
oh
as him?
no the reveal of the anagram that Azrael's name is anagrams into serial murderer. Did you not know about that?
No, I didn't. I
Yeah,
actually did not.
yeah. Dreamer anagrams into murderer, and Azrael anagrams into serial.
Oh, well, Sneaky, it's time to throw this thing into the trash fire.
Oh no.
We
Oh
have an in
no.
Thank you, Dreamer Sama. Honorifics
Dreamer
have been
Sama,
used, and he
where?
still
Oh,
he still went with the shitty translation of Nya into Mew. Also, when I saw that, I for some reason, wait, Mew's in here now? Where did the Pokemon crossover come from?
yeah, I know,
Oh,
right? Yep.
no,
No,
never
it's
mind.
shitty translation.
Mew is so fucking adorable.
Mew's
I
great.
just can't fat. I actually met someone who legitimately just hated Mew entirely. I'm like, why though? Like, it's
They ever
adorable,
tell you?
and it's one of the nicest Pokemon. No, they didn't. They
Oh,
just said they hated it, and that was that. I'm like, what? But
fucking intolerant bigot. Um.
I'm just like, you must be an Arceus believer or something. Uh,
uh
I miss Gen 1.
yeah.
I desperately,
Earthquake, all the
like,
motherfuckers.
I desperately wanted a remake of Pokemon Yellow
Yeah. Yeah.
because it was the closest to the show, which means that there was an actual underlying plot to it that was more immediately obvious than it was in Red and Blue. And you had Pikachu following you, and Pikachu had all these different emotes to go with her when you talk to her.
Yep.
Like, depending on how you treated the Pikachu and raised it, it went from not liking you to loving you as a partner. There were emotes for being scared, playful,
And you
hiding,
also felt
bitching.
terrible if Pikachu fainted, because then Pikachu wouldn't be out following you anymore,
Oh yeah, and you're
and
just
you
like,
would be like,
no,
"Oh no."
no, Pikachu. Like, if someone were to ask me to do a Nuzlocke run and said I could only pick from Gen 1, I would immediately take Yellow off the list because I could not handle losing my Pikachu. I just wouldn't be able to. That and praying to catch a Nidoran is like the worst thing right outside of Pewter City is your first Pokemon because Pidgeys and Rattatas have a higher spawn rate than Nidoran right there. Oh, do we have to keep going with this story?
I'm just quickly accelerating through if there's any other points. So he gets into a conflict with Saizo. Um,
Oh no, not Saizo.
Reveals
Whatever
that
will
he's
we
been having
do?
migraines when he gets anxious, and he becomes powerless during them. sex.
My greatest weakness,
Yeah.
headaches.
My dude, man, some of the times I agree with him, but it's just like that's such a fucking cop out. I am an unsealed, super powerful descendant of the vampires who were the originals.
Is
But
that
I
what's
can't
going
use
on?
my powers when I have a headache, which happens whenever I get anxious, so I'm basically useless in combat. How convenient for the story!
And he just immediately henshin at the end of the chapter. Okay,
Um,
I thought Mocha was an exception even among the Akashiyas, which is why she was sealed, so that she wouldn't hurt herself and those around her
yes.
originally. So, like the whole why would she do that? Well, see, there's this thing about not wanting your child to accidentally become a mass murderer and not be able to function in society as a result of the trauma that would most certainly come from that experience. Just a guess.
Okay, so they're going with the common rider suit, yeah.
I guess
Um,
is it the original Common Rider?
no, so the later common riders are common riders because it is the alien symbiote that attaches to them and forms a suit over them when they get into combat.
Okay, seriously, I really need to sit down and just watch Common Rider one day.
Yeah,
You know what? We should add that to the anime theater.
we might. We might, yeah.
It's weird. It's weird enough.
It's
It's
weird
basically
enough
just
indeed.
live action anime. Also, I've heard great things about Joker and Kamen Rider Decade and all that. There's also apparently a fruit themed one at some point.
This is just fucking painful. Holy shit. Yeah, no, we're we're not.
By the way, I ended up buying a fidget spinner.
Oh, why the fuck would you buy that autistic shit?
I'm ADD and it actually is kind of relaxed.
Oh my god.
Snakey, you are aware that you would probably benefit from this thing.
Oh, I would undoubtedly benefit from that thing. You know what I also would undoubtedly benefit from? A gun with one bullet in it.
Is that what you're asking for your birthday? Because you're being really unsubtle about it. No, in all
uh,
seriousness, though, I think this thing would help you occasionally. Although you would get some weird looks from your parents, I'm sure.
my mom would probably want to play with it, so my dad wouldn't care. So it's my wife.
Oh my god. Oh, hey, they haven't even built a cabinet. They're just now. Oh god. Did I ever send that copy of Zombie Army Trilogy? Because it sounds like he needs to shoot some zombies.
Yes, you have.
I think he needs to shoot some zombies later tonight.
Um,
Maybe we can get Crowbar in on it too.
possibly, possibly. Let's see if I got anything good for him to cheer him up with. Um, yeah, there we go. That's a good one.
What's good? Oh wait, hang on. Where's I keep this clip tabbed now
Oh
because
God.
it's too good to not keep tab. Let's see if I still. Where is it? That's an AMV. I don't want an AMV. Was it before? There it is.
Oh God. Why do you keep this tabbed?
Because it's surprisingly motivational for me.
I'm adding this to our favorites, our official favorites list.
On the YouTube channel?
Yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. I actually found a couple more clips from the guy. Like, he's one of those guys that was blessed with this stupid charisma that you can feel even through a video. Like, it's bullshit. No one should be allowed that much
God
natural
fucking damn it, Japan.
And like, without the music, it's pretty inspirational. But just adding in that music with a couple of flashback clips that this YouTuber did makes it even better. No plans for
Oh
food.
my god, some of the shit that's in the recommended section. I'm saving this tab for later. I have to look at these clips later when we're not streaming this shit.
Don't lose your way, John Cena. Someone said don't lose your way to one of John Cena's matches.
Oh my god. Fucking goddamn it, internet.
Alright, well, now that we've all dosed a sudden injection of motivation, what's our next story?
Upload GIF. That's the only proper reaction I can have to that.
Alright, hang on. I think I have a reaction. There's a reaction GIF I had tagged somewhere. Where did it go? Oh. I don't think that's appropriate for this situation. Okay, it's in one of my hard drives. I just don't know which one. Okay, well that's not gonna work. You keep looking for a story.
Oh yeah, right. I should probably get back to the
Let me know
story.
when you got one.
Oh, I already have one up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no,
which one?
I have a whole list. This is an Undertale Rosario vampire crossover.
Oh, good. It's probably
it's also
not
garbage. Oh boy. Oh.
Aha! Found it. Found my go-to reaction GIF.
Oh. Oh yes, that one.
It's a good one.
It's a good it's a good one.
Also,
it's a bit small, but it's a good one.
It is. I don't know why it got so small. On the other side, on the plus side though, that is some fantastic animation even for this day.
Oh yes, no, Hercules was a absolutely fantastically animated series.
Like, oh god, you wanna see some really fantastic animation? Go watch the cartoon movie for Sinbad. I think Pixar handled it.
Oh
my god, the animation on that is just stunning, especially on the villain.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pixar's or yeah, I think it was Pixar. Yeah. With fucking Brad Pitt as Sinbad himself. God, that was from 03. You know, it's a fun little jaunt. Still holds up okay. Rosario Vampire, The Revenant.
Yeah, okay, so a little background on this. Someone looked into Sans because Toby bases everything off of real-world monsters. And there's always the question of why does Sans bleed if he is a skeleton? And we got a clue from this in that there's a lot of Highlands, so Scottish, Irish, Welsh, that area. Um, there's a lot of Highlands uh, and Irish mythology in Undertale. In
Really?
terms, yes, in terms of like the storyline and the characters in it. Yeah.
I didn't
Um,
know that.
yeah. And so someone looked into monsters from Irish and that area's uh, mythologies, and there's one called the Revenant, which is a human-looking, or it goes from it is a creature, is an undead creature that is possessed by the soul of one who has been killed in betrayal. And the Revenant can look, depending on how old it is, can look from either human all the way down to a skeleton, depending on how old it
Hmm.
is. And it is animated by hatred for the human race in general, but specifically for its target. And there's stories of, the Revenants ignoring other humans, but also attacking humans. But, however, it does have an unending hatred for its target. And when it finds its target, its eyes will glow. The irises of the eyes will glow. And they bleed when you cut them.
Uh, all right.
Yeah. So Sans is a revenant because his eyes glow. He has mystical powers, which a revenant is said to have. They're basically unfucking stoppable in monsters in terms of monster power because they're animated by hatred. They're more or less sort of like a Dark Souls Hollow in that they don't die unless their will is broken. So they'll just keep coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
So
cool.
yeah. So that's Sans. That's the story behind the Revenant, part of the title, and why Sans is the thumbnail. So that's I like that one actually. I've seen that one before. It's a good one. Good picture of Sans. Anyway, the story of a boy who would save monster kind from one girl. Disclaimer: I do not own the anime Rosario Vampire, which is owned by Funimation. I also do not own Undertale, that is owned by Toby Fox. I do not own the Glitch Tale fan animation. Now please enjoy the story of Rosario Tale.
The glitch tail.
Glitch Tale is a fan animated story.
Was
Um,
that wasn't that the really long one that got a comic dub? A comic dub for it?
no, that is, What If?
What was Glitch Tail? I feel like I've seen it.
Glitch Tale was made by Carmilla, I believe her name is. And they killed. It tells a story of a genocide run who then reset. And then, no, it was a genocide run that occurred. And during the final Sans fight, um, Frisk was able to separate herself from being controlled by Chara long enough to give Sans the chance to uh, save Frisk and kill Chara and then reset. But because that's not how the story goes, their glitches start being introduced. Chara's still around post reset. Things start freaking out in terms of the storyline getting fucked up. Um, Gaster appears. Um, and eventually, it all accumulates with this giant battle. Gaster regains his sanity. Uh, giant battle occurs with Chara versus Um, Gaster, Sans, and Flowery. Eventually, I believe they beat Chara, and then shit happens. Asriel stops being Flowery and ascends to being Asriel again. Free all the monsters. They go to town. They meet the people in the town, and they start trying to set up peace between the monsters and the humans. That story. It's actually like almost 2 hours long now in terms of animations.
Wow.
Yeah, no, she's still updating it. It's actually quite an excellently done story.
Okay, so apparently they're
I suppose they're referencing it.
borrowing from
Yeah,
this. Okay, so they can. It sounds like they are taking some inspiration from this.
yeah. One more step, kiddo, I said, and I'll make it war. You won't like it one bit. I looked around the gym. Look at this. I spread my arms out. Look at what you caused. I put my hands back into the pockets of my blue hoodie, which was unzipped to show a snow-white t-shirt beneath. I chuckled. No words? I guess that means you don't have any regrets, do ya? Dorian? I heard a wary voice behind me ask. Stay back. I looked at where the voice came from and told the girl behind me, This is my fight. I responded. I looked flat. I looked back forward. Oof, could have worded that better. Her eyes were filled with murder and bloodlust. Her knife had blood still wet from earlier dripping from the tip. Her green and yellow striped shirt had a few bloodstains on it. Her short brown hair was a mess. Yes, we have one thing in common, I said. We're both filled with determination. I looked around and back at her. One step further, I told the girl, and we let the room get chiller. She took the step. Um, that line is a reference to Stronger Than You. It was a lyric in Stronger Than You, Undertale version.
Hmm.
One question, kiddo. I let my left eye glow blue. You ready to have a bad time? So it looks like they're trying to Jim. Okay. So the self-insert OC is Sans, but at the same time not Sans? Question mark, question mark, question mark. Obviously, it's a reference to Sans being a revenant. Um, I assume it's Chara from the description of the girl that's about to fight him. Um, alright, so let's keep going, I suppose.
I'll give them this much. That's actually not a bad hook so far, because here's the thing, it is going to make most people ask the question of, wait, what the fuck is going on here? Why is it starting like
Yeah, I
this?
mean it's in the gym,
It's
so
it it's a common hook type,
yeah.
so
I mean it's very tough to get down properly though, because it kind of boxes you in as well. Because if you
mm,
show like, oh, they do make it this far, then whenever you tell a story that leading up to that point, obviously there's no sense of despair or suspension or suspense for the main character then, because you know they're gonna make it up to that point, right? And
yeah.
if you do too much of a reveal on the bad guy, I personally, if I was writing this, I would have rewritten that first hook section to not show what Chara was wearing. Just
Yeah,
just give
try.
vague, just give really vague descriptions of the person they were about to fight.
Yeah, like as weird as it sounds, just do cliche anime silhouette person.
Hmm. And so then you can surprise people with like, oh, it's Chara. Yeah, I mean, obviously, sorta, it would be Chara, but the point of that would be to not tell tell the audience and save that for a surprise moment. I believe that's lampshading. That is the correct term, right?
I, I have no idea. Let me go. TV tropes, help me. I've heard lampshading thrown around, but I still don't actually know what the fuck it is
Mm.
because I've never cared. Writer's trick of dealing with any element of the story that threatens the audience's willing suspension of disbelief, whether a very implausible plot development or a particularly blatant use of a trope, by calling attention to it and simply moving on.
Oh, so lampshading would be referring to them putting a lampshade over it.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure you and I have lampshaded a couple things in our Dark Souls
Yeah, probably.
with or the use of G-Man. So
Yeah.
I guess we have done that.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with lampshading. If you need to move the story forward, and it's not like really that bad, like a lot of this, the reason why we lampshaded in Dark Souls, for example, is in the original Dark Souls, there's not much of a reason for original characters to run the gauntlet, so to speak. You know, um, in fact, even even the character, the chosen undead, there's not much reason for the chosen undead themselves to run the gauntlet in the original Dark Souls. Like it's like, oh, the world's ending, or oh, you gotta figure out a way to unhollow yourself. No, there's really no reason. It's like you're given a sort of objective, and it's not like there's any big thing behind it. It's just, oh, you are the chosen undead, I guess. Go ring those bells. Oh, you rung the bells? Well, Sen's Fortress is now open. I guess you can go through there. Oh, you went through Sen's Fortress. Well, I guess you're in Analondo now. You, you traveled forward. Oh, you met Guinevere. And you got the Lord Vessel. Oh, you're back home now in Firelink. Oh, what the giant snake is saying you must go kill people. All right, I guess. Oh, you killed all the people. Time to go down and fight the final boss. Okay. You know, there's there's no real motivation behind all that. So the introduction of G-Man more or less was our way of moving the characters along.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in Dark Souls 1, oh shit, you actually survived. No one's gotten this far in a while, so go go find something to do. I get go
Yeah,
kill this thing, I guess.
yeah. It's
Let's see
like,
what happens.
oh well, go here, I guess. you know.
And then Franchise was like, oh, wait, you actually got everything. Cool. You should go kill these guys now. Why? Because they have very, very plot relevant devices. Okay.
Yeah.
God, fuck the primordial serpents. I still can't believe those little fucks have arms. So weird
They're
looking.
like fucking Brontos. When I first saw them in Dark Souls 3, I'm like, the fuck is a Bronto doing?
Yeah, like you see the statues and like, oh, those are wait, those are primordial serpents.
Those are
Why do
primordial
they have
serpents.
legs?
What the fuck is
Why do they
going
have
on here?
arms?
Yeah. Oh, primordial serpents, my ass.
Not gonna lie though, looking back on it, it very much feels like the the age-old story of Adam, Eve, and the fucking snake.
Mm,
Looking back on it, because the snake used to be a serpent,
yeah.
and then its legs were taken away from it for
You mean reptile?
what it caused. No, serpents usually had legs, I think.
In mythology, maybe, yeah. But
Yeah, and then it was changed from a serpent into a snake.
okay.
Yeah, God removed its legs and turned it into a snake as a result. I think the translation actually goes from serpent to snake. So, but unfortunately, I'm having trouble getting my hands on a literal translation of the Bible because it's really hard to fucking do, even with the Old Testament.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to the story, because we should see this now that we're done talking about tropes and
Yeah.
primordial serpents with arms.
3 months earlier, I stepped off the bus and planted my feet on the dirt road. Thanks for the ride, I told the bus driver. Don't mention it. Be careful. Don't worry, I responded. I'm determined to get home after this last mission. Mm,
Oh God. No, no, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Sneaky. I don't have a problem with this, but I'm actually scared of the fact that he and the bus driver are working together in some form or fashion, because that is not a team up I want to piss off.
Good luck, he said. Thanks. He drove back into the tunnel. All right, Yokai Academy, here I come. I started walking down the path. I was wearing the standard uniform. Not that I didn't have anything else to wear, but the other things I had to wear were for a special occasion.
All right, this had
Jesus.
better be a Chekhov's gun. Just gonna this had better be a.
Jesus. He doesn't want to he doesn't want to use God's name in vain, so he didn't spell Jesus correctly.
I don't know what. Okay, hang on. Google, help me out here. Is there any reason to actually do that? Oh my God, Google, why?
What?
Irish slang for G's. Oh my God, he's going full bore into him being an Irish revenant, isn't he?
Yep, okay. Well then, I take back my previous statements. This is fucking happening. We have an Irish fucking Sans. Alright
I
then.
I think I'm totally fine with this.
Oh boy, this is gonna be something else. I mean, fucking hell, man. I'm giving him credit for this shit. Oh boy,
Oof.
I thought it
Okay.
looks like a graveyard here. I continued walking nonetheless. I heard a twig snap and spun around with supernatural speed and raised a fist, but nothing was there. Weird, I muttered. Guess it was nothing. Just after I said that, something flew at me and knocked me over, landing on top of me. Me and my big mouth. Ow. I heard. I looked at what landed on me. Girl? I was really confused. She was about my height, had blue hair, and didn't wear the standard yokai uniform. That hurt, I heard her say, and you're heavy, I said. She looked at me for a second, then immediately jumped off me and bowed her head. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hurt you, she apologized. Forget about it. Everyone makes mistakes, I said as I got up. What's your name? Kurumu. And yours? Dorian. Now let's get to. Okay, hold on. I have to look up Dorian now.
I, do you want me to do it?
No, I'm gonna look it up on stream.
Dorian, Dorian, Dorian.
Dorian and Irish. Typical Gaelic. It's a form of Gaelic music.
Oh, considering the quit time events and Sans' fight, I could see you doing that because Sans and Papyrus kind of do remind me of bard music for some reason.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but I could see that. Uh, Apparently, a Dorian also refers to a member of a Hellenic people speaking the Doric dialect of Greek, thought to have entered Greece from the north circa 1100 BC, settled in Peloponnesus, later colonized Sicily,
Yeah,
Italy.
okay, see, Dorian mode can refer to three different but interrelated subjects. One is ancient Greek harmony, characteristic melodic behavior, or the scale structure associated with it. One is a medieval music mode, or most commonly, the modern modal dionic scale, corresponding to white notes from D to D or any transposition. Oh, interesting.
Huh. Why are most Irish tunes in D or G? Modal, not diatonic. Dorian mode, broadly the key of D. That's not a reference to Megalovania, isn't it?
Notable compositions to Dorian. Drunken Sailor.
That that's awesome.
Is that Irish enough for you, Max? um,
Um,
Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, Mad World by Tears of Fear, Scarborough Fair, Symphony Number 6, Maiden Voyage, Milestones, Oi Como Va. What's Oi Como Va?
um,
Spanish.
hmm.
Huh. Interesting. Santana apparently covered it as well. Let's get some Dorian music.
Oh,
See if we can't find some Dorian Irish music.
oh.
Hi, David Michael here, showing you the Dorian mode today. I have this harp tuned in C, so, like the white notes of the piano. But if we simply resolve the piece to a D,
Sneaky, I'm trying to dig into Megalovania.
then without changing the key
Looks like a
signature,
majority of it is
we are still
specifically
in
in
Dorian mode,
D
Dorian.
minor,
no
which
matter
is
how
still part of the D scale
Yep,
that the
Dorian.
Dorian mode is part of.
and it's
God
also
damn, the
part
author
of
put a
scale
fucking shit ton of work into that.
The sixth note of the scale is sharp.
Also, good note here. Um, Never seen anyone do this. I've only read like a handful of Rosario fics. Never seen anyone introduce a character into here by having the crash meeting with Kurumu instead of Mocha.
Yeah,
It's always been with Mocha. So
yeah.
this is actually a nice change of pace.
So it's breaking the trope as well.
Yeah, I like that.
Huh. Okay. Well, I mean, I found some Dorian music. I listened to it on the stream, and yeah, it's all good, man. It's all good. Anyway, so yeah, wow, a lot of fucking effort was put into this. Okay, so I mean, we thought this was gonna be a raging trash fire. Turns out a lot of effort was put into here.
Also, it didn't start as a raging trash fire, just like, okay, I hope this story doesn't disappoint with a hook like that.
Okay, what's his last name mean?
Has he got a last name?
Yeah, a little bit ahead. He introduces his last name, Grail.
Grail. Spelled how?
Grael.
Grae. I should know that. I think I've run into that word.
Well, you look it up. I'll keep going. We gotta go! Okay, wait. Wait, what? What's going on now?
Third result is the names dictionary, which I have not seen this website in a long time.
Uh-huh.
No, guys, I don't want the astrological. Oh my god, what the fuck?
What?
Alright, well, names dictionary has apparently gone down the fucking gutter.
Oh, God. Dorian, let's get to class. I took a look at my pocket watch. Javla! I looked at her. Excuse my Swedish. What is it? Kurumu asked.
Okay.
We gotta go. We're gonna be late. So we took off, running to the building. She turned into her monster form, a succubus, and flew the rest of the way. Want a ride? She asked. Nah, I'm faster than that. And I took off. I arrived at the classroom minutes before the bell rang, while Kurumu arrived seconds before. Everyone, please say hello to our new student. The teacher, Miss Nekonome, whatever, announced Dorian Grail. Hello, I said simply. About 3 people laughed. Geez, that's more of a response than usual. Please take your seat. I simply nodded. Jesus, I thought. There are far more people here than I expected. Well, where to sit? I looked around the room for an open seat. Ah, there's one. I sat in the seat right in front of Kurumu's. The first part of the school day went without interruption. I swear I saw a familiar face out the window. When lunchtime came around, I was looking for an empty seat or table when I heard a familiar voice. Hey, Dorian! It was Kurumu. I spun around. Want to come sit with us? She asked me. She was nearly right behind me, so close that I almost hit her with my lunch. Sure, why not? I replied. She showed me where they sat, and I recognized a familiar face. Wait, your name is Dorian, correct? He asked. Well, I'm glad you recognize me, too. It was Sukune. That
Hey, what's going on here?
Sukune is in the story. In Yokai Academy. Okay, so yeah, I mean, whatevs. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. This doesn't look like it's. So far, it's not looking like it's going to be a pairing going on.
No, it sounds a lot like Sukune times Milka and Kurumu times Dorian.
Yeah. It sounds like Sukune's probably going to be keeping a majority of his harem. Might go
Maybe.
to our little Dorian here.
Oh, Sans?
Oh. Wait, this actually shows up.
What?
So I decided to look at the Holy Grail Wikipedia,
Mm-hmm.
and when I do a Control F for the way it's spelled here, it does appear on the page under caption for a painting called The Damsel of the Sunk Grail. Looking for Grail also returned definition.im, which also does anagram stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we have anagrams, Grail being glare, logger, large, regal, Elgar, and Algar.
Lager and Glare. Well, I mean, Glare would certainly work for him, being a
Oh,
revenant.
don't. Okay. Well, Elgar is a British composer of choral and orchestral works, including 2 symphonies, as well as songs and chamber music for a brass band.
And Dorian?
What are you talking about, Dorian?
Does he compose them in Dorian mode?
Let's see, Sir Edward Elgar. All right, Star of Justice, get the fuck off my page. Sir Edward Elgar. Oh, wait, is this the guy that made Pomp and Circumstance? Oh,
Is it?
he did do Pomp and Circumstance. What scale? Pomp and Circumstance, March number 1 in D.
So it is Dorian. Jesus fucking Christ!
Hang on. Enigma Variations. Enigma Variations. What scale is this particular piece in? Variations. Scale degrees. No, that's not what I want, guys. It's been a while since I had to actually look at the different scales because I didn't do any music theory. Any music theory I picked up was on the fly going through band in middle and high school. Here's the thing, Sneaky. Let's not give the author more credit than they might actually deserve. That could just... It could be an incredible coincidence. What's lager? What is that? A
That's
camp defended by circular formation of wagons, general term for beer with bottom fermenting yeast. Okay.
Yeah.
Belonging to or regal, belong to a befitting a
Okay, so
cream
shit to
ruler.
mention in this review. Okay, so Dorian, Irish connection, mode of music. We have Jesus going with Irish as well. Slang for Jesus. Mythos.
Okay, seriously, if he anagrammed Elgar from Sir Edward Elgar, I'm just done.
Grail equals Eldgar question mark. Composed pomp and circumstance. Well-known song in Dorian mode. Alright. Keep going. It was Sukune. We lived right across the street from each other in the human world, so we became close friends. 2 years before he came to Yokai, I had to leave country for a family meeting, I told him. The so-called family meeting was no meeting at all. When I arrived in the underworld, everyone I had known had been killed by one girl. One freaking girl. It sounds impossible, but when I looked on Alphys's recordings of the underground, I couldn't believe my eyes. There she was, a girl about 6 years younger than me, someone I knew as a kid, killing who was the most powerful monster in the underground. Sans, my old friend. Oh. Okay. So Dorian is an original character who's basically a Sans clone as well? Question mark? Question mark?
Maybe he took over for and became a revenant himself.
I guess we'll
I'm
find
not
out.
gonna lie. I'm actually liking this story enough that I would like to continue this either on my own time or we look at chapter 2 on Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I'll add it.
Because so far, this is not
I mean, clearly effort
insulting.
was frickin' put into this. Let's see. There she was, a girl I knew as a kid, killing the most powerful underground Sandsville fire, who was just trying to protect the people of the underground, was killed by a psychopath. I left through the barrier and came back to the surface. I spent a year looking for Frisk, the kid I knew as a kid, and found her. She was
Okay,
around the area of the tunnel that leads to Yokai Academy.
okay, yeah. So Sans is dead.
Sans is
So
dead.
I think Dorian is taking over as the Sans for this story. I
Probably. I mean, if he is,
hmm,
so he's friends with Sans, and unless if he's going with Canon Sans and he's friends with Sans, I'm going to assume that means he's also a Revenant.
well, his eyes glowing blue, so it stands to reason that that is a possibility in this
Yeah.
case.
So, but he does say shit like I'm filled with determination. So I don't know if he's human and he's got the determination soul, or he's a Revenant who is chasing down the target of their vengeance.
And that determination is actually hatred.
Yeah.
That would certainly be interesting. Let's not start going at this story with expectations, even
Let's
though
not
they've
start
already
luring into this already. Yeah. I
yeah,
suppose we could do
this
that.
story has already blown past many expectations.
I
So
suppose. I suppose we could not sit here and lore.
I wonder. Sorry, I'm dicking around with a server setting at the moment.
No problem. Anyway, there's some of the backstory of why I'm here. Let's get back to the main story. Hmm. Uh, I know I guess he's trying to copy Sans' style here, because Sans knows more or less that he's being toyed with.
Yeah.
And does break the fourth wall in not a smashing through it sort of way, but kind of referencing knowing that it's there sort of way. Like, I don't know if you noticed when you were playing Undertale, but whenever Sans makes jokes, he doesn't look at Frisk, he looks at the screen.
Huh. Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Anyway, it's been a long time, he said. Too long, I told him as we shook hands. He introduced me to Mocha, a pretty girl with pink hair. Oh, okay, so this is like 2 to 3 years into him being at Yokai Academy, Sukune. So now we now have a timeline for Sukune's time. Short, unkempt purple hair, Yukari. A young girl that was a witch with short brown hair and a witch's hat. I had already been acquainted with Kurumu, the one with blue hair. I sat down next to Kurumu across from Sukune. So tell me, I started. How's she cuttin'? I said with a very bad How is she cuttin'? I said with a very bad Irish accent. Fine. I've just been busy with homework and studying lately. Excuse me, Mocha, the one with pink hair said, but what does how's she cutting mean? It means how's it going or how's life, I told her. Oh, for a minute I thought it meant something else. She smiled and had a little blush. Not going to ask what you thought, but okay. Anyways, I was cut off by a sight out the window. Excuse me for 2 seconds, I said, and walked outside about around 500 feet into the woods when I saw her. Hello, Chara, I calmly said. She spun around and had quite a shocked face. Taken Frisk's body again, eh? I like this body, she said. It reminds me of myself when I had my own body. I smiled. So how was the underground? Her expression went from mischievous to serious in no time flat. How do you know? You can thank Alpheus for that. Her camera recorded your every move. I saw everything you did. I saw you kill your friends, innocents, and even your own mother. Now, what kind of person kills their own mother? A psychopath. That's that's very lucky. I'm trying to figure out how to say this. I made a promise to Fisk. I don't know I don't know how to say the apostrophe RE with the Irish accent. And what's that? To not kill the innocent. And I'm not? No, but Frisk is. We've been friends since childhood, and I would never hurt her. Okay, so I will say there is one critical flaw in this man's story, or woman's story. I do not like how the main character, self-insert OC, is somehow friends with both Sukune, Chara, Frisk, and Sans all when they were kids.
That is a bit odd.
Because Frisk came along way before Chara. Sorry, Chara came along way before Sans, who came along way before Frisk. So, and then, when they leave the underground, it is 20XX, which is, so, Sukune. So, somehow, he was friends with Frisk before the underground occurred. The Undertale occurred. As a kid, but also friends with Sukune as a kid, who was a kid around the time that Frisk entered the underground, and was also friends as a kid with Sans, which was post Chara, who he was also friends with as a kid. How many times was this guy a kid? You know, like,
We need to see. But I think we need to see more of the story.
Yeah. You, however, are not. You are a murderer, a cold-blooded killer. You are evil. My smile had disappeared a while ago, replaced with a face that was as serious as what's something that's serious? Moving on. You may have the body of an innocent, but you don't think for a second that it cleans your soul. A clean shirt may make look someone completely clean, but that doesn't make your soul clean. Your soul is as dirty as the inside of a fireplace, permanently charred, unable to go back to its once pristine state. I know what you've done. I know the blood you've
Excuse
spilled.
you, mate. Chimneys can be cleaned, as can fireplace. Fuck off.
I know
You
the
just
blood
haven't
you've
tried hard
spilled.
enough.
That blood you spilled stained your soul forever. Not just your soul, but your mind as well. I closed my left eye hard. What's the matter? She taunted. Something in your eye? You could say that. I opened my eye. So how's it feel? How's what feel? To kill everyone, everything, no mercy, no sparing, just fighting. How's it feel? It feels great. To you. I turned my back to her. Anyways, I've gotta go. Lunch is almost over. See you around. I left her. I walked back to the classroom and sat back in my seat. The rest of the day went fine. After the school day ended, I heard a few people talking about robbing the small shops that the school had. I was walking with Kurumu and her friends when I and they heard it. That's not good, I mumbled to myself. When I looked to the rest of the group, Kurumu and Yukari were whispering to each other. Focusing on them, I heard what they were saying. We gotta stop them, said Yukari. Yep, Kurumu replied. How about we do it? Yeah, let's kick their butts. Meet at my dorm in 2 hours and we'll make a plan. Hey, Dorian, Sukune said. I snapped out of my daze and returned to him. Realizing it, I closed my left eye again. Yeah? I asked while my eye was closed. What's wrong with your eye? What do you mean? It was glowing blue for a while. By then, everyone was looking at me. Just got a piece of dust in my eye. Don't know about it glowing blue. I opened my eye again. Must have been my imagination. Let's go with that. Anyways, I'll catch you all later. There's something I need to take care of. Bye, everyone said in unison. I walked into my dorm and opened my bag, and I changed into my alternate outfit. Black cargo pants, blue tennis shoes, a white t-shirt, and a blue hoodie. I pulled the hood up and left the jacket unzipped and made my way back to school. It was night. When I arrived, I saw both Kurumu and Yukari. Apparently it took him 2 hours to change his clothes. Crouched behind two bushes, letting my eye glow blue to hide my identity, I made my way to them. A little late to be out, eh? I said in a deep voice. Both turned and were shocked. Who are you? Kurumu asked. Just call me Revenant. What are you doing? Someone's coming to steal from the shops, Yukari shouted at me. Then you're at the wrong shops, I said. Both were confused. Just follow me. I led them to the right shop, which the robbers were already at. I stepped out from the shadows. Sorry, boys, I started. Shop's closed. They spun around and had shocked looks on their faces. They immediately turned into their monster forms and attacked. A werewolf, an orc, a spider-woman. Too easy. Come at me, I said. The first to meet my blow was a werewolf. I've summoned one of my gaster blasters.
Why do you just have one of those? Those are dangerous.
Gaster blasters are a very special thing. Not part of the Revenant lore. They are part of Sans' lore.
Well, again, we need to know more about how he got his hands on these things. Who knows? Maybe Sam's like, I'll just give these to you. Because that's totally what my dad would want. Definitely. That is still just a theory, isn't it? That
Well,
Gaster's their father?
yes, it is just a theory that Gaster might be their father. However, the term Gaster Blaster leaves two theories. Either it's a Gaster invented device,
Or it's
or
Gaster himself.
no, or
Oh.
Sans invented the device, because Sans is extremely smart. Sans invented the device to blast Gaster.
Hmm.
Yeah, so we don't know. There's a lot going on behind the scenes that was never explained in Undertale. I'm not sure if he's ever going to make a sequel to it. Toby Fox. Undertale sequel question mark? What? Toby Fox today announced the development. Oh, this was in March. Toby Fox announced the development has started on Overhead, a sequel to Undertale.
Really?
Fox has stated that the series' hallmarks will continue into his newest work about a hyperactive shopkeeper named Temmie.
Oh no. Why? Why did we have to? Why did you pick Timmy?
I feel like this is a joke. No, this is definitely a joke. Okay, this is definitely. This has gotta be a joke. Please, please be a joke. Mm. Yeah, this isn't helpful at all. Okay, so yeah, no, the first thing was an absolute joke. Um, Apparently it's a fake gaming news website. So but Toby Fox did say he was making a second game that would have similar themes to Undertale, and that its very nature is shrouded in darkness. That's all we've gotten from him so far about the status of any continuations forms of Undertale.
Every time I have to play my game, I'm like, how do people play this? There's no run button.
Okay, that is a fair point though.
Then why didn't you program one in, Jack?
Is that Toby Fox saying that?
January 30th, Toby Fox, Twitter.
He's saying about his own game. Why is there no run button?
Yeah. Some of these support emails are really specific. My son did the full pacifist route and had to fight that Goat King thing. Please email me as soon as possible so my son stops being sick.
Wait, he just
Sometimes
posts these emails on his Twitter?
I think it's just this one. Just like these support emails are getting weird, but sometimes people pretend to be me online. It's strange. No, I'm not answering asks on Tumblr. No, I wasn't playing Minecraft with you. I don't make friends on Steam. This is my only personal Twitter, and if you see a cool, hot, strong person, that's not me, but I'll take credit.
Is it is it at Toby Fox?
Yeah, pretty
Are you
sure
sure
that's it.
that's are you sure that's the legitimate one though?
I'm fairly certain that's the legitimate one, yes.
Um
I think this is the verified Toby Fox.
no, it doesn't have a verified check mark on it. Um, Like, I want to feel like this is the legitimate Toby Fox, but at the same time, parody accounts are huge.
Well, the thing is it's 268,000 followers.
Dude, you underestimate how many followers parody accounts can have.
Yeah, I know, Sneaky, but I think this is actually him. Hang on, I do have one way of checking this. Was he smart enough to... Okay, Undertale.com. No, wait, that's the Undertale Twitter. I don't want the Twitter. I was hoping you would... Okay. Alright, who are you following? God damn it, Twitter. Why do I have to log in to see this? I don't memorize your shitty password. I'm fairly certain that is the real Toby Fox's Twitter, but
Without the
I,
verified button, we'll never know.
well, no, we will know. I just don't feel like digging through that stuff. I mean, here's the thing, Sneaky. There is a very good chance that um he's one of those rare people like you and me who just don't feel like going through the hassle of verifying shit through social media sometimes.
Alright then, well, let's continue. I summoned 5 blue bones and put them in his path. Unable to slow down, he ran right through them, got hurt, and slid to my feet. I walked around it and sent 2 white bones to the Spider Woman, who caught them in her web before sending some web at me. I went behind her, dodging the web, and whacked her with a bone. She fell down. Kurumu and Yukari ran out of the bushes to see what just happened. What happened? They asked at the same time. I just saw bones and lasers flying, and the next thing I knew, all 3 of them were down, Kurumu reported. I stopped them from robbing a store, I said. But how did you know? Yukari asked. You could say a little birdie told me, I replied. And what's with the bones? Part of what I learned over these years. I got bones and gaster blasters. That's all I got. No more questions. I gotta go. Why? Kurumu asked.
I'm sorry. That's
Yeah.
why,
Yeah.
Kurumu, why are you asking me that?
Can't tell you that. Just one thing. If you see me again, call me Revenant. Tibia, honest. I hope our paths never crossed again. I turned and left, back to the dorms. Every few hundred feet or so, I looked behind me to make sure that no one was following me. I went into my room and changed into my pajamas. I put the outfit I just wore into a safe I have under my desk. I moved to the window and stared out of it for a while. Frisk, I started to myself, as long as you stay determined, I will stay even more determined. I will find a way to get Chara out of your soul, no matter what. I went to bed. Alright, so, overall,
Not bad.
I would say not bad. Definitely a couple problems with the self-insert OC for some reason having Sans non-Mythos related powers. And wearing Sans' outfit.
Yeah.
I mean, that is like grade A effort on the dedication to Irishing up the mythos from him.
And fucking inheriting Sans' horrible puns.
I wouldn't say inheriting, maybe paying tribute to him. You know.
Yeah, it's just damn it, Sans. Stop corrupting people with your bad jokes. Next chapter is pretty short. Then the chapter after that's about 2/3 of the length of the first chapter. And I'm not gonna lie. Even if we don't revisit this, I will probably read this in my own time. This has managed to catch my attention just enough. It's like Sword Art Online. You kept me hooked just enough to keep going, even through the really, really shitty second arc. And then the really, really shitty third arc. That arc needed some improvement.
Yeah, there was a lot of
I like how it's like, whoa, look at the mystery. It's a team.
Yeah.
It's a team of people, guys. Guys, the Ammusphere cannot physically kill people. This thing would not have made it back on the international stage if it could.
Yeah, no.
Although
Um,
I did like One Punch Gamer's take on it, of the whole like, oh, he's causing specific patterns, light patterns to cause seizures.
yeah,
Oh, that's not good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, that was definitely a good take on it.
It's like, so it can't kill them, but it will force them to log out thanks to the Ammusphere's failsafes, which you can't, you know,
Disable, yeah.
yeah.
Um, but overall, I would say this story is, I suppose, recommendable if you enjoy Undertale and Rosario Vampire. I mean, I obviously have problems with the OC somehow knowing everyone as a kid himself, even though they were separated by like, you know, hundreds of years.
Oh, poor Crowbar. Or, sorry. Well, yeah, no, but Crowbar, I guess. But
Crowbar is indeed suffering as well.
poor Ricky's also having some suffering, apparently. I guess that's a gift we need to
Did
keep
I save? Did
cat.
I don't know if I saved that Ruby picture or not.
You did, I think.
I'm pretty sure I did.
You should look at the cat gif I put in shitpost though. Apparently that's the feeling of some of the people right now.
Yes, that is how I feel through most of my life, yeah.
We've got at least three people in the server actively going through this, and a fourth who just kind of lives that day by day.
This is my life now. Yes, indeed. Anyway, so back to the story. Either you put a lot of effort into this story or accidentally won the lottery. Main complaint with the story is how the main OCSI seems to wear Sans' outfit and use
Okay, I'm looking at chapter
Sans'
2.
powers, even though that is not part of the Revenant mythos. Uh, Also, how he seems to know everyone important when they were a kid, when he was a kid, even though there are estimated hundreds of years between them all.
Isn't that just by the fans' reckoning, though? Or was that a word of God thing that where Toby was just
Um,
trolling?
there wasn't any word of God on that, but Toby did display a significant time difference in both the opening credits and the ending credits, because the opening credits were done in a sort of like grainy black and whitish, sorry, not black and white, tan and blackish, stereotypical wizards, stereotypical armor-dressed humans like of medieval era versus monsters. And then in the ending credits, it showed them, driving Porsches and, having hedgerows at a mansion and, driving down concrete roads and shit. Um, so that's what the fans are like, oh, well, a large period of time must have passed between the starting of this story and the ending of this story. In terms of when the underground was sealed up and when the underground was released. Obviously not going like, oh, Frisk fell down here 400 years ago and now it's 400 years in the future when they got out. No. But No, in terms of when the underground was sealed versus when the underground was opened, there looks to be a distinct age difference.
Cool.
Otherwise, I suppose it's interesting enough to continue following. Period. Oh, Grammarly, what do we do without you? Probably misspell everything.
No, not probably. You would.
Alright, so I will add this next chapter. Oh, I guess we'll just do several chapters next time.
His chapters are fairly short, but we also managed to get a lot of research in here.
Yeah.
Okay, so this person appears to be fairly new to writing just in general, because everything they did before now is... Oh, wow.
Hmm.
So this is one of their first stories, and they've got 3 other one-shots, just little tiny things they did that... Ideas that probably came to mind, but may never see fruition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm willing to give this guy a little bit of slack here because he's not offended me yet with his writing. He's managed to draw my interest just enough to want to keep going a couple more chapters,
Yeah.
but it's very clear he's new to writing.
Yeah. Yeah.
With He's very simple with stuff. The expo dumps are instantaneous, and I think this is another problem with self-insert OCs,
Oh, hey,
which
thanks for the follow, Socrates.
still not sure if this is a proper, still no way of actually saying whether or not this is a self-insert OC,
Mm-hmm.
but if it is, this author might be one of those people like me. I just like being blunt. Beating around the bush does nothing with
Yeah,
me.
yeah. I mean,
So
like in our story, we did get around that by using G-Man or having the characters' personalities be obviously very blunt and straightforward. So obviously they would be saying any information in a blunt, straightforward way, and not like little details over time or whatnot.
yeah, like I think the biggest expo dump we've done was with Gwendolyn.
Probably, yeah.
And we had that expo dump lasting long enough that they walked back through Anne Orlando to pick something up.
Yes, indeed.
So shit was still getting done.
Hmm.
And they weren't just standing about in
Yeah,
one
they
spot.
they weren't just standing about talking at each other, like is done so often.
So I think that's actually a pretty good note to end on tonight because this stream has been going for a little over 2 hours now, I think.
Yep, that is. We have reached our typical 2-hour mark. Went a little bit over due to our excessive amounts of rambling, as we are wont to do normally.
Yeah, although this time the rambling, we did learn stuff
We,
this time.
no, hey, now to be fair, we do typically learn things during our rambles.
Yeah, but this one was surprisingly academic.
Yeah, this is true.
Also, I feel like this is a lot calmer when Atin's not here for you two to just bounce each other's rage off of.
Oh yeah, we do tend to amplify each other
Like,
quite
I
handily.
noticed that. I'm just like, huh, that, hmm.
So I guess you could say if we were Pokemon, it would be a Plusle, he would be a Minim.
And I'm just the Pikachu standing back, shaking my head in disappointment.
Quite.
Uh,
All right.
all right.
Well, thank you everyone for joining us, whether you were here for the live tour or you're watching this on YouTube or a Twitch VOD at another point in time.
Well, 2 weeks from now, these VODs disappear quick,
Well, the
apparently.
VODs disappear
Or
pretty
they're
quickly, that is
supposed to.
true. However, we do keep records In the panel below, you will find a link to our YouTube page, and we do keep a recorded session of all of our fanfiction mockumentaries as a series in our playlist on our YouTube channel. As I was saying, this is the point in time we will be closing out. Join us once again if you enjoyed this at 7 o'clock Eastern Time, United States Eastern Time.
That's -6 GMT, I believe.
Yeah, it's
For
minus 6
everyone else.
GMT, I believe.
Or is it -5 on? I think we're on daylight savings. I think it's -5.
I mean, it depends on how their computer interprets time.
Yeah, God, that's so fucking horrible.
But yeah, so anyway, United States Eastern, 7 o'clock, Tuesdays and Fridays. We hope to see you there. Oh boy. Goodbye, everybody.